All right, you know how every single college football season there's that one team that just comes out of nowhere and completely crashes the party? The one that goes from who to you have to watch these guys. Well, this year, that team is taking over Miami. I'm talking, of course, about the Florida International Panthers. So let's get into it and break down exactly how they've pulled off this perfect start.
Yeah, you see that right. 8 and 0. That's the record. That's the number that has the whole country talking right now. And listen, this isn't just some lucky hot streak, okay? This is a flat-out declaration. FIU isn't just squeaking by. They are dominating.
So you want to see what that dominance looks like in action? Well, you don't have to look any further than what they just did this past weekend. Their game against Kennesaw State, man, that wasn't just another win in the record book. It was a statement, a message to everyone else in the conference. I mean, just look at these numbers. The final score, 56-10. That already tells you it was a blowout. But dig a little deeper, and it gets even crazier. FIU puts up over 450 yards of offense. Meanwhile, their defense just absolutely swallowed up Kennesaw State's run game, holding them to just 56 yards. 56! That is complete and total domination on both sides of the ball.
So you gotta be asking, who is leading this charge? Who's the guy making this offense click? Well, let me introduce you to the true freshman phenom, quarterback Cameron Dyer. And let me tell you, this kid is not your average freshman. He plays with the calm and poise of a seasoned vet, and he's got an arm that can make every single throw.
And here's the thing that makes him an absolute nightmare for defenses. You literally have to pick your poison. Against Kennesaw State, he was just surgically picking apart their secondary. 2 touchdowns through the air. But the moment they tried to drop back and cover, bam, he takes off and gets another touchdown on the ground. I mean, how are you supposed to game plan for that? You just can't.
And you might think, okay, great game, but this wasn't some one-off performance. No way. To really understand the special season this kid is having, you only have to look back 1 week to a game where he was, and I mean this literally, perfect.
Check this out. 17 pass attempts, 17 completions. That just doesn't happen. We're talking about a true freshman here. Not a single mistake, no bad decisions, just pure ice in his veins efficiency. This is the kind of game that gets you noticed on a national level, for sure.
Okay, so the offense is obviously electric, but you know the old saying, right? Offense wins games, defense wins championships. And let me tell you, the other side of the ball for FIU might be even scarier. We need to talk about this defense because they aren't just getting stops, they are single-handedly changing the outcome of games.
And where does it all begin? It starts right up front. The identity of this defense is a pass rush that is just absolutely relentless. These guys practically live in the opponent's backfield, and they make life miserable for quarterbacks from the first snap to the last. And what's so wild is that you can't just key in on one player. It's a pick-your-poison situation on defense, too. 1 week it's one guy, the next week it's someone else. Just look at this. Against Kennesaw State, Jaden Scarlett goes off for 3.5 sacks. A few weeks before that, Lamont Green Jr. had 4. It's just a constant, relentless wave of pressure from all over the line.
So what happens when all that pressure up front forces the quarterback to make a bad throw? Well, that's when the ball hawks in the secondary make you pay. And they're not just happy with an interception, oh no, they're taking it to the house.
I mean, check this out. For 2 weeks in a row, the FIU defense has scored a touchdown. You had Cam Pruitt with a pick 6 against UTEP, and then this week, Isaac Smith does the exact same thing against Kennesaw State. Think about that from the other team's perspective. It's not just a turnover. That's a soul-crushing, momentum-killing play.
So you're probably wondering, how do you get a team to be this good on both sides of the ball? How do you get explosive offense and suffocating defense all in one package? Well, it all starts from the top. It comes down to the culture and philosophy of head coach D. Gluster Hardunkachid. You can really see what this team is all about in what Coach Hardunkachid said. He highlighted 2 things, focus and composure. He talks about setting the tone and never letting up. And most importantly, he says, this team is playing for each other. That right there, that's not just about X's and O's. That's a mindset. And it's clearly the engine behind this incredible run. So if you had to bottle it up, what exactly is Panther football? Well, here are the ingredients. You've got focus, not getting sloppy. You've got composure, handling the big moments. Then you mix in a heavy dose of physicality, just owning the line of scrimmage. And you top it all off with discipline.
not beating yourselves with mistakes. It's that perfect blend of swagger and substance. So when you put all of those pieces together, what do you get? You get an 8-0 record. And believe me, this is no fluke. This has been a journey all season long, where the Panthers have just imposed their will on every team they've played.
And I mean, just take a look back at the resume. They handled business in a huge rivalry game. They dropped a 66-0 shutout on Sam Houston. You've got Dyer's literally perfect game against UTEP, and now this huge statement win. It doesn't matter what the challenge is, these guys have answered the bell every single time. This is how you build something special.
And if you're a numbers person and you need one more stat to really wrap your head around this, just look at this scoring margin. 370 points for and only 89 against. That's an average game of like 46-11. They are not just winning football games, folks. They are dismantling teams. That's what elite looks like on a spreadsheet.
So that brings us to the big question, right? You've got the undefeated record, you've got this dominant identity. So what's next? Is a Conference USA title inevitable for this FIU team? I mean, they've got the quarterback, the championship defense, the coaching philosophy, all the pieces are there. It's starting to feel less like a question of if and more like a question of when. The rest of Conference USA, you are officially on notice.